Right, so today I'm going to be doing another collage in my favourite record covers. And as I said, I was going to be doing before. I was going to be doing a lot of. You're going to be seeing a lot from about certain bands, and one of those is Crass. So this is actually this is kind of a Crass one. It's because the Bloody Revolutions side is Crass, and the other side is Persons Unknown. That's a band called Poison Girls. Now, as with what is, and this is the original pressing. Um, as what was with common with these this time, and they put the pay no more than, or how much they expect you to pay for it. So you've got in there, and it's written in stencil because obviously computers weren't a thing back then. And also typed here, also known pay no more for this record is 70p. 70p, 70p, 70p. So if you ask to pay more, refuse to do so. There's no reason. So and it text as what it is. This was a benefit for set up an anarchist centre in London. I believe it was in London. So on the cover here, it's all the artwork here is done by G Vorcher. Because it was on Crass Records. So you've got the Crass symbol, the logo there, and that symbol, that logo is to do with Poison Girls. So here you have what I initially took to be a collage, but it's actually turned out to be a painting of a parody of of that famous photo of the Sex Pistols, and to have put other heads on, powerful heads on. So they represent other things. So you got the Pope at the time, the Queen of the time, who was Prime Minister at the time was Margaret Thatcher, and the Statue of Liberty. So here you have this is the record itself, and what was common with punk at that time, instead of just having a plain text sticker on there, they decided to show this, to show have graphics to show which side was which I always think is a nice touch. And here you have it, and I don't know how she would have done these back then, because in here nowadays I would have done this graphic on the background with I'd have done it digitally. Obviously I would have made it lighter. So I don't know how she did it analog wise. But so you've got a long description about a story about why they were setting this up. And as always, the amount there who was in each band at the time, and what the songs were. And as you see here, and I don't know if you can get it all, I don't know if you can get it all in shots. I have to move around the whole thing of this image. So you have here Crass graffiti, because back in their early days they would go out and with stencils like this and spray paint their things with their logo and slogans or statements. And so you've got the Queen's Corgi there, and in the background of all this you've got public unrest, somebody being rather brutally arrested on the streets of England from a policeman. It's amazing this is actually a painting and not a collage. This was a strange style of hers to do paintings that behave like collages. So she was a very still is. She was a very talented artist. And also something I've always liked, and it's been a staple of Crass Records, is just the whole fold out thing. So I mean, it's difficult enough to do a video of listening to a 7-inch single. Later on, when I'm going to do under one of their albums, and I've actually located where that album is. I'm still debating about whether I'll do that live on camera or just find graphics online of it, because it's going to be huge. I'm probably going to have to do this on the dining room table and hold my camera instead of having it on a stand like I have right now. And I'll have to probably to step up on a step ladder as well to get the whole thing in. But this is a great record cover, because this also influenced me when I was doing a zine to do things like this typing. I like the whole typing here as well. And this is a Crass staple of the circle, encircling the graphic, and you'll find that a lot with their records, especially the singles. More the singles than the albums. So, and it's I think they did this a little too small here, with the lyrics of the songs. And if you've got, like I have, the classical recordings versions of their the album they put out, which was a compilation of all their singles, best before 1984. The classical recordings has some reprints of some of the single covers, not all of them unfortunately, but I think this was one of them. So this is small enough here, and it's straining my eyes to be able to read it now. It would be impossible with that little one, because it's basically the size of a CD, so it's going to be like that. I mean, they did actually release at one point, and they don't have I don't know if they're available anymore. All of their, and this is something Penny always wanted to do, but I think it was a limited release of all of their music, all the records, and all the artwork apparently on a flash drive. So they were still are keeping up with technology, even though I know G says she doesn't have a mobile phone because she says she doesn't want to get sucked into that. And would be very it's something they would have probably got into if this was around, if this kind of technology was around when they were, because they were about kind of trying to communicate their message, not just with music, but with how the records look visually, and also some little publicity stunts they did. But this is a very iconic record. This is, and it's one of the few Crass records you could actually play on the radio, because it actually doesn't have any of their usual swearing as well. So let me know what you think. I mean, this is basically the staple of a lot of punk zines, of how it's the template for how they would look, down to the whole do-it-yourself, where you don't have access, because this is quite early on in their career, so they didn't have as much access to things like certainly wouldn't have access to computers, but to some of the more things, equipment that large graphic design houses would have had. So this would have been drawn out with a stencil, the 70p, cut out and put on there. And on the first, she would have just typed this along on a sheet. It's a little, I don't know if it's a little smaller than the actual typewriting. Yeah, it's a touch smaller than typewriting left. She may have even blown that up in a photocopy, made that a bit smaller. She would have had to photograph this and gone through whatever process they had back then to make it halftone. So, because nowadays this obviously would be just printed out on a printer, and should be already halftoned. So, yeah. So let me know what you think of this. Whether you like this record, I do. I mean, I also like to. Whether you like this record cover, I do certainly, obviously, and I do like the songs on it as well, obviously. So let me know what you think. My description has my links to my link tree, which has my merch links on my socials. Of course, like, share, and subscribe. and I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.